Considering Sunday's record-setting mistake on defense, I would say that the San Francisco 49ers just got the news we all wanted to hear. I'm going to tell you all about that in a sec, and later in the show, I've got an NFL expert take on destroying the Rams in a few days, plus Steve Young's Brock Purdy take ahead of this weekend as well. If you're new here, I'm Nate. Love talking the 49ers. Please consider a like and sub if you haven't yet. The headline today, my friends, it may not be the headline that you caught, but it's the headline that sticks out to me, and it's this. Head coach Kyle Shanahan on Wednesday confirmed in a press conference that Hufanga will get a full practice in to begin the week. He's on track to suit up on Sunday when the 49ers visit the Rams. It will be his first game action since tearing his ACL in Week 11 last season. It's been a long offseason. We're stoked about how Jair Brown has been developed over that time, but still want him back. You always miss Huff out there, Shanahan said. The big play capability, how well he communicates, flying sideline to sideline. We're going to be pumped. He should get back this week if everything goes right. We've missed him. George Odom, of course, struggled versus Minnesota, and miscommunications were a pretty significant problem for the 49ers on Sunday as well. Getting everyone in the secondary on the same page should help a 49ers defense that is allowing opponents to convert a whopping 59.1% of their third downs. My word. San Francisco has 2 interceptions, but both have come from linebackers. Having another playmaker safety in the back end of the defense should help the 49ers generate some more takeaways as well. Comment below how you feeling about this fantastic news that all signs are pointing to Hufanga in the starting lineup again this Sunday. Let me know how you're feeling in the comment section. For me, I feel like we have really missed his energy. Kyle Shanahan mentions his communication, that too. His leadership, I guess that goes hand in hand with communication. His athleticism. I'm really excited for the leadership of at his position, at the safety position, for Hufanga to be out there and to see what this defense can be, because we saw good things week 1. We saw some not so good things week 2, and I think Hufanga could help solidify a lot of what we were not liking. There's another aspect of the game, however, of the defense that has improved from last season to this season. We're not talking about it a ton, but I believe I'm not the only person who believes this. I'll say it that way. Now, Matthew Stafford, through 2 weeks, has thrown the ball the 4th most in the NFL. Okay? He's 3rd most in yards, by the way, behind Brock Purdy, but he's thrown the ball 4th most in the NFL. He's throwing the ball almost more than anybody, right? There's 28 other teams out there. Quarterback, Matthew Stafford's throwing the ball more than him. I think I'm making my point clear. So one key, for sure, going up against a defense like that is secondary, for sure. No doubt, that's a part of it. Another key is the pass rush. You are going to have a lot of opportunities, a lot of reps to go after Matthew Stafford, and they have not done so well against the pass rush. So that means an awesome opportunity for this pass rush. Nick Bosa, Leonard Floyd, Javon Hargrave. We got guys who can get at you from the sides, from the interior. We're still expecting Javon Hargrave to return on his investment. But guess what Greg Cosell had to say on Willard and Dibs today? I thought it was yesterday, and I looked for it, and I was very disappointed when I couldn't find it. But I'm happy that I can cover it today. Guess what he said about the pass rush through 2 games? Here's Greg Cosell.
I think, look, it's 2 games. I think you're dealing with 2 guys. Bosa is a dominant player. You talk to O-linemen, which I have because I've been fortunate enough to go to events where there's O-linemen, and they talk about Bosa in just glowing terms, the kind of player that he is. So there's no problem with Bosa. I think Floyd's a solid pass rusher on the other side. He's totally different than Bosa, so he's a totally different kind of player. And then you have the interior players. Like I said, Hargrave's the best part of his game is pass rush. Collins I've always liked Malik Collins a lot. Now, obviously, they play other players. They play Givens. He gets snaps. But I don't think the pass rush is going to be an issue. I think that down 4, particularly when those guys are in pure pass situations, is a really good foursome to rush the quarterback.
Greg,
love that. That's what I want. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to hear. That's exactly what I want to hear. I've got another video coming to you in a second here from Steve Young about quarterback Brock Purdy, but I just want to say about the pass rush. Those are some great takes. Some great takes from Greg Cosell. Gonna love that for sure. And I agree that Nick Bosa's fantastic. I'm excited that Leonard Floyd's different. He was pretty quiet on a Sunday morning, but the difference between those two guys can give you some benefits. I'll take that for sure. He's more of a stand-up guy, right? We've talked about that before. So, yeah, we're going to love the opportunity and get a lot of chances against Matthew Stafford to get after the quarterback. So we'll have to wait and see how it all plays out, of course. But I want to get to Steve Young. Going to be a quick video today, guys. Quick video. I want to get to Steve Young. Asked about Brock Purdy, and he said something very interesting. I want to know your take. I want to know what you guys think. I don't know if you guys saw this yet. Let me know what you guys think about Steve Young's take here.
So if you were to finish the sentence with Deebo and McCaffrey out, the Niners offense will...
Efficiency is their game. Now, if Brock wanted to and Kyle wanted to lean into Brock being more dynamic, in other words, let's have Brock run the ball out of the huddle. Let's have him run the sweep. Let's have him run the quarterback draw. Let's figure out how to do the RPOs and really take advantage of it. That's not the game right now. And if we were going to do that, now's the time with injury to kind of start to think about Brock being the 11th rusher out of, the guy that can rush the football out of the huddle. But I think right now what you described, Susie, your question is, if they're going to stay with the same plan, then the demand for Brock is even greater. He has to be even more honed on his efficiency to find players that aren't necessarily the top of their, the top of the game like Deebo, the top of the game like CMC. And now I've got to figure out how to get the ball to them, have them get open. And I'm going to, inevitably, Susie, he's going to have to do more. He's going to have to move around more. He's going to have to put himself at risk more. And he's going to have to do things that aren't necessarily his strong suit. And that might provide great things in the future for when they get to the Super Bowl this year, or have to face Patrick Mahomes or face Lamar Jackson. The thing about the 49ers, when they face Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, any big, strong, prototypical quarterback today, they lose. So getting their guy more like that and under duress, like with injuries, might be a good thing.
Whew, lot to unpack there. Firstly, I think it's pretty straightforward. I think we all agree it's time, 13. It's time, Brock Purdy. You got to go out there, and this is an opportunity for you to silence a lot of haters out there. So I'm on board with that. Steve Young saying that Brock Purdy maybe needs to be more like those other quarterbacks, step out of the pocket, take more risks, that kind of thing. That's not Brock Purdy's game. I'm a little concerned about that. Now, I'm comfortable with what Brock Purdy did in the postseason last year, kind of catching some teams off guard, running for 7 to 15 yards, up the sideline, keeping the defense honest. That's fine. I'm cool with that. But rolling out into naked boots and, getting crazy with it, that's fine a few times a game. I don't want to see Brock Purdy doing that constantly. This defense, the LA Rams defense, they are not good enough. They should not be getting after. I know they got some rookies in there, and they've spent a couple seasons trying to get some talent on that line. Our offensive line should be able to handle them. Even our offensive line should be able to handle them. That's just how I feel, all right? Brock Purdy should have time in the pocket. I don't agree with that particular take. Now, to be fair to Steve, he's talking about, multiple weeks without Christian McCaffrey, without Deebo Samuel. So maybe he's not thinking specifically about the Rams. But his overall take that this could be a good thing for Brock Purdy, I agree with. That this opportunity, this experience could be good for him. His point that he needs to get to some of those guys he doesn't always get to, I'm 100% comfortable with that. That is Brock Purdy's game. I think he can get the ball to guys like Chris Conley, Ronnie Bell. I think these guys can get the ball. So I'm not worried about that either. What I am concerned about is the idea that Brock Purdy needs to go out there and he needs to be like Lamar Jackson. That's a guy that was name dropped there. Now I know maybe he wasn't saying you got to act like Lamar Jackson, but he's talking about 49ers not being able to beat these teams, and Brock Purdy needs to go out there and needs to be like them. And I don't want to see Brock Purdy be a Lamar Jackson. That's not his game. That's not his size. I don't want him taking that many hits. I would much rather him be in the pocket and scramble from time to time when necessary. I do not want to see him. That's just my personal opinion. And let me know what you think in the comments about that. Let me know what you think. If you agree with that take, disagree with that take. Are you on Steve Young's side and you want to see him play like that? That's fine. Let me know what you think in the comments. I look forward to joining you there. You know where I stand on it. As always, guys, this is going to be super fun. We're going to go destroy the Rams, guys. I'm feeling good about the Rams. I had some nervousness about the Vikings. People are saying, "Oh, it's going to be a blowout," and I was over here on the channel like, I don't know. I think the 49ers win, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout because of history, and it was even worse than we thought. So, yeah, going up against the Rams, though, my gut is pretty good. Yeah, the Rams have a lot to prove. Yeah, they're going to be like, we can't be going 0-3, but that's their problem to walk into a game with the 49ers 0-2. That's their problem. And the 49ers have a lot to prove. Hufanga, hopefully, knock on wood, he's going to be out there. It's looking good. I think the 49ers is going to be way too much for the Rams to handle on both sides of the ball. That's what I'm thinking. Let me know what you think. As always, what a time to be alive.